Now let's understand what is API discovery in IBM API Connect. Once you configure the API discovery, it helps to identify and manage the APIs within the organization. API Connect configures the data source collector to fetch the APIs. Currently, these are the options available: GitHub, Data Power API, Gateway Proxy, No Name, and Open Telemetry. We will work on GitHub configuration. To configure the GitHub collector for IBM API Connect, these are the prerequisites: GitHub and the Git client. Now let's understand what is GitHub. It is a code repository system. Using this, developer can collaborate with other developers. Then it can do the version control of the code. Then multiple people work on the project simultaneously, and we can track the progress of the project. This is the overview about the GitHub. Git client is a tool to interact with Git version control system. Git version control system can be GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, etc. Using Git client, we can push the changes to the remote repository. Using Git client, we can fetch the latest changes from the Git repository. This Git repository can be GitHub, GitLab, etc. Git client can have command line option or the user interface. Now we will see GitHub and the Git client. For the GitHub, we need to create the account. For a Git client, we will download the software in our system and configure it to connect to the remote system. Now I'll open the GitHub, github.com. If you having the account already, sign in using that credentials, or you have to sign up. Create a account for the GitHub. I have already having the account. I'll just sign in using those details. I'll entering the login, the password, sign in. Send SMS. It's doing the two-factor authentication. Send SMS. I have received the OTP. Now I'll enter it. It's verifying, verified. Now it's logged into GitHub. This is the account. Now I'll go to the repository. Currently it is having some repositories here. These are the project repositories. Now I'll create one repository here. How to create the repository? Go to new. Here I'll create a repository as APIC repo _1. This repo is available. Now visibility, choose visibility public. It can be public or private here. If you want, you can change it later. Now I'll keep everything same. Now I'll click create repository. Now the repository got created, but this repository is not initialized yet. We will initialize it later. If you want, you can change it to private here. Here you have to go to settings, change repository visibility, change visibility, change to private. Make this repository private. Now it's changed to private. If I go to the repositories and check for this, it's showing as private now. This way we can create the repository in the GitHub. We will see more details once we have the Git client.